Hey y'all, Lila with Miska's Kreations. A lot of y'all wanted me to slow this video down and explain step by step. This tumbler is a stainless steel tumbler. I sanded this tumbler, I wiped it down with 91% alcohol, and then I sprayed one coat of white spray paint. It does not matter the finish of the spray paint that you apply to your tumbler. Once the spray paint was dried, that's when I went in with these alcohol inks. I am using 3 shades. I am using purple, pink, and blue. I do not know the exact colors, I'm sorry. I actually made this tumbler like 2 years ago, and I'm going through all of my videos now to do a voiceover. But if you have any pink, purple, and blue shades, they're going to look great together. Don't worry about the exact colors that I'm using. All I do is I grab a bottle, I place the inks on the tumbler, and then I pat those inks around with a makeup wedge. You can use a paper towel or any other sponge you might have on hand, but I found these makeup wedges from the Dollar Tree and I've used them ever since. You want to find colors that will naturally mix well together and won't turn into like dookie brown. So whenever I mix purple and blue together, it turns into a deeper blue and a deeper purple. So I am putting 3 colors on my tumbler, but whenever they all mix together, you could see like 5 or 6 colors, because whenever you mix those colors together, it makes even a prettier shade. So keep that in mind whenever you are choosing your colors. You want to make sure you find colors that complement each other. The 2 ink brands that I am using in this tumbler tutorial are Tim Holtz and T-Rex inks. I have tried the off-brand Amazon inks once before. I made a video about it, but I've never stuck with it because I always like to spend money where money is worth spending. So I always buy the better brand inks, knowing that they are more vibrant and I don't have to worry about the off-brand inks fading or anything. So I like to save money in other ways, but when it comes to my inks or paints, I always try to buy the better brand, because look how vibrant these inks are. They are so vibrant and true to their bottle and their color name, and I've always had great success with them, so I just don't want to change now just to save a couple bucks. I understand that everybody has a different budget, so if you can't afford the name brand inks, that's okay. Try with the off-brand inks and just do it just to get some practice, and you might even like the off-brand inks, and that's completely okay as well. Once I place all the inks on the tumbler, I went in with some clear alcohol ink. Now, just to be clear, I've never tried clear alcohol ink on tumblers, so I wanted to try it. All of these crafts are about trial and error, and it really wasn't my favorite, so I dabbed it in some areas, and I wasn't really feeling it, so I went back to what I knew, which is applying some 91% alcohol to this tumbler. Now, you don't want to overly drench your tumbler with 91% alcohol, but you want to add enough just to soften those lines that separate those colors on your tumbler, instead of it looking like how it looks now, which is beautiful. I will give it that, hey, but I do like a more softer look on the tumbler. I like whenever those colors really transition into each other and kind of soften, so those edges around the color shapes are a little bit more soft, and it's just an easier transition, and it looks almost like clouds or cotton candy rather than just paint on a tumbler. My goal is really to just diffuse these colors so it's a nice transition, and this clear alcohol ink just wasn't giving what I want it to give. But like all of these crafts, it's a lot of trial and error, so that's okay. So I went to grab my 91% alcohol. I took a clean paper towel and I just dabbed some alcohol on my paper towel, and then I just wiped that all around the tumbler. Oh, I'm sorry, I blotted that all around the tumbler. I didn't do any wiping. You just want to blot the same way you blotted those alcohol inks on the tumbler, and you see that color is removed from the tumbler. That is okay. It is allowing that tumbler to soften and those colors really mix together to make it look like a nice, cloudy, beautiful dream. The alcohol ink dispenser is a makeup dispenser thingy. It is posted on my Amazon storefront. I did purchase this from the Dollar Tree like 7 or 10 years ago, so they might not have it at the Dollar Tree, but they still might have it. But just look on my Amazon storefront and you'll be able to find it. This part is really where the magic happens, because you can add a lot of alcohol ink or a little bit. The more that you add, the more like bubbly the tumbler looks, and you can also spray the alcohol ink on your tumbler and like spritz it with the inks, and it looks really, really cool. So really have fun with this. Don't overthink this, and just diffuse those lines and make those hard lines soft, and you can see that it's already coming together and it looks so beautiful. Once I'm finished with this step, I always let my tumbler sit and air dry. You don't have to put it on a turner or anything. I just let it air dry for a minimum 8 hours before I apply my coat of epoxy. epoxy. I never seal my inks because every time I seal my inks in the past, I've always faded the inks, or I smeared the inks, or if I sprayed some stuff on the inks, it just didn't look good. So I've always just reverted back to letting my tumbler air dry for a minimum of 8 hours before epoxying. And here's the tumbler after its first coat of epoxy, and I really love how smooth these tumblers are. I am using Flynn Sister Supply Shop epoxy, and I want to show you a couple others that I made. I made this blue theme one. It reminded me of the ocean. After you apply your first coat of epoxy, you can sand lightly if you need to, and then apply your decal. Once you've applied your decal, then you apply your final coats of epoxy to your tumbler. So you don't have to sand if you don't need to, but if you do need to sand, you could do a light sanding to get rid of any of the bubbles before you apply your decals. These tumblers are so fun, they're so easy, and they turn out different every time. I hope you like this video. Bye!